Ready-to-fly planes with so many features packed in is a pretty rare find. Most of the time, we see airplanes that come as bind and fly or plug and play, and that's because companies, and really you, should want to buy one nice expensive transmitter down the road so that you can bind up all your airplanes to fly to that radio later. However, when you're learning to fly, you want to see if you like the hobby or not. The most common thing for a person to do, and I definitely fall under this category, is to buy your first maybe 1, 2, or 3 airplanes as a ready-to-fly setup. Now that limits your options, but this airplane is a newer ready-to-fly setup that comes bound to the transmitter. You have to do no programming. You just take it out of the box, put the landing gear on, charge the battery, and fly it. There we go, nice roll. Now this one comes equipped with flight stabilization, ready to fly with a battery and a charger. You have no thinking required with something like this. And you might think, well, that would probably cost a lot to have everything included. It's not so bad. It's about $100 through our link in the description box below, but it is on sale right now. So I think it's normally $140, $150 because it has a brushless motor and it flies on a 2S battery, not just a 1S battery. We get a little extra flight performance out of this. It has been on the channel before if you're a regular subscriber, and it's so good it deserves a second spotlight. So let's fly. Leave us a like if you like seeing budget-friendly options in the RC world that are actually hobby grade. And the reason this one's hobby grade is that brushless motor. I meant to do that.
Sure you did.
I did not mean to do that. That was a total 180 because of the torque roll on the motor, the pull that made that thing just whip around. Now you can add a lot of rudder to counter that, but because this is such a small airplane and because it's so powerful with that 2S battery and brushless power, you get a lot of extra torque. So that's why it just whipped around like that for takeoff. Just so you guys know, that's hands-free. I'll step out here and show you. And there you go, hands-free. That's about half throttle, maybe 60% or so. I could ease off on the juice a little bit because it wants to climb some when you're in stabilized mode and you kick the throttle on. But I just want you to really see, you can take your hands off the controls and it will stay level flight. That's what these flight stabilizers do. This used to only be available to the big, very expensive companies, but now pretty much every company has access to it. And it's nice because we see a ready-to-fly brushless setup like this that is actually durable. That was a wingtip stall, just so you know. I was low throttle on that bank. Wow.
Maybe you should not fly this one. Sometimes I think the easier they are to fly, the worse Nate is at flying them. What'd you do?
Click.
Just fine.
And let's do a better takeoff. Ready?
Okay.
Sounds like a spaceship now, but she's still flying. I actually just released a repair video earlier today, and it'll come in handy for me and everybody watching. Okay, this has a stunt button and other things too, but isn't that awesome? We were pretty much as fast as a person would want to go crashing on asphalt, about 40% throttle, too low on the speed, and I just did a wingtip stall. That's exactly why it fell out of the sky. I didn't have enough speed, a little bit of wind, pushed it the wrong direction, and she just fell. That's the first time that's ever happened with this plane because I was just enjoying my conversation and not really focusing on the airspeed of the plane. So totally my fault, but could have been avoided, but it's also good to show you guys it's actually durable. So there was with rudder, we can turn off flight stabilization and just do some manual maneuvers. I'll do that, but then we'll also test the stunt button. So here we go, turning off the flight stabilization, and it actually flies well. It's not having any really, that was wind, no bad flight characteristics. It's flying pretty good. I forgot, we've done this on the maiden flight, but here we are out of flight stabilized mode. If you guys follow us, you know that when we fly the E-Sheen Warbirds, they are impossible to fly out of flight stabilized mode. This one is much better. Let's go for a roll. Here we go. Yeah, very nice and clean. Didn't lose any altitude. I did nose up just a hair before I went into that, but...
Try again.
Try again, you say? Here we go. And too much nose up and not enough throttle. So how about we do one lower and in front of us, looking good for the camera. There we go. Nice roll, very clean. Let's go for a loop, and then we'll see if my maneuvers look better than the automated ones. So here we go, 3, 2, 1 on the loop. Oh, too much wind. Let's go back here, looping it. There we go. Okay, now back into stabilized mode. Okay, now we look like a champ again, a pro. And I'm gonna do a flight right to left and hit the stunt button and see if its rolls look better than mine. You guys let me know in the comments. Do I do better or does the AI do better? Here we go, 3, 2, 1. And Abby, we gotta look out because that wind is pushing it. I don't want to stunt into us. Okay, here we go. 3,
Where'd you go?
2,
oh, there you are.
1. And I need more throttle. So
no, yours definitely looked better.
Mine was better?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's give it full
No one
throttle.
looked like falling with style.
It sure did. We're gonna go full throttle and then hit it. There. How was that?
Yeah, it loses a lot of altitude on its end. Yours
were. I gotta turn left here.
Never mind.
Okay, there we go. Let's see if it can do a loop, because I struggled a little bit in the wind to make the loop look good. Let's see if it can. I'm nosing into the wind. That's why I'm going this direction, so I do apologize for that, but I have to. Full throttle and pull back. Nope, it still thought I hit roll. I just must have been off-centered a little bit, I guess. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Give it more throttle.
Oh.
It made it. I think its loop looked better than mine.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so it has a stunt button. You push the button, you pick a direction, and then you watch it do the stunt.
Does it have rates?
Does no, but we do have intermediate mode.
Okay.
So let's go to that because I was in advanced. And there's intermediate. I shouldn't let us tip over, I don't think. No, it's just letting us turn sharper, but it's not letting the plane tip over. So there's intermediate mode. Now that's actually fun.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, it lets you go pretty aggressive, but it won't let the wing get completely upside down. I think I like flying this in advanced mode. It feels pretty good. I think we could knife edge it. Yeah, see that? Look at that knife edge.
Nice.
Now, you don't get a knife edge on any of these little $100 airplanes. It's not the best, but it lets you get the right idea down. And it does roll pretty clean as long as you're in full throttle. Basically, if you want, here's the thing, this airplane, it's a cool airplane. A person that wants a stunt plane on a budget, because let's face it, if you're going to fly something like an E-flite Ultimate Vipe or something, you know, you're in the $200-300 range just for the plane. Throw another 40-50 bucks on for a battery. That's one battery. And you know, you could get not smart batteries and get 2 batteries for 40 bucks or so. Then you're with your transmitter, you're really inching close to $600. If a person wants to kind of try a little sporty airplane that's brushless, hobby grade, 100 bucks, guys. It's 100 bucks, and it's not. We've seen $100 airplanes that are complete garbage. So I'm sitting here telling you, this doesn't fly like a big airplane. It flies small and squirrely. You got to keep it close. There are downsides to this plane too, but at least the motor works. You know, at least the servos work. It's a good, solid, small airplane for right around $100.
All right, let's see your landing.
Let's see if I can do it. That's right. And I'm not in stabilized mode, so this is probably just going to fall out of the sky. Hey. No, that's not too bad. Oh, okay, that's pretty bad.
2 out of 10. All right.
Abby says
I can at least do better than a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, look at my first takeoff. Remember your first
It was
takeoff?
pretty bad, yeah.
I gotta remember how to fly for a second.
All right. It's brushless, you know.
Well, I guess I gotta do nose into the wind.
Yeah, and the wind picked up for you too. Oh, you're high.
All right, ready?
I'm ready. It's going. Oh yeah, see. Oh no! Who had the better landing? Who had the better landing? She's doing the walk of shame out there. Now listen, she hasn't flown in a while. She has not flown in a while, so we gotta forgive her for that.
0 out of 10. That's what I get for trying to show Nate up.
Hey, you didn't break the plane any worse than when I broke the plane. That's the nice thing about these props.
Granted, I don't think I've flown in like a year, so.
I don't know if it's been that long. When I was a kid, props would just snap all the time. I had to have a bag of propellers. Now they have these they just snap off and click back on, which is really cool. I want to give you guys a pro tip. If you're going to buy this, I would imagine more of a beginner is going to buy this. I don't think the person that has 30 airplanes in their collection will buy this. They might buy it for their kid to progress in the hobby some, or as their kid's first plane or something. But if you're just getting started, listen to the plane. When I move it, it's alive. It's trying to auto-correct and flight stabilize. Hear that? That's a good thing. That means we're in beginner mode. If you do this to your airplane and the switch is in the far back position, which I think the switch should be reversed personally, we get nothing. Hear it? No, you don't. That's because there's no flight stabilization at all. So don't take off if you're a beginner in that mode. Take off in the forward position, and to be safe, listen for the servos. You probably have to throttle up and down all the way to bind it. Give it a little juice so the prop moves fingers away from it, and it wakes that up so it's ready to stabilize and help you stay level in the air. Even though Abby hasn't flown in a while, she picked up the controller and zipped it around.
Hey, my takeoff was like 10 out of 10, and yours was a 0 out of 10. So.
I agree.
Although yours was kind of cool.
It was cool, unintentional. If I would have said I did that on purpose, then it would have been a cooler takeoff. But the truth is, it was not on purpose. What more could you ask for out of a ready-to-fly $100-ish airplane? A brushless setup on a 2S battery. This actually came with 2 batteries for that price. A JST plug, so it's non-proprietary. We have ailerons, elevator, rudder, throttle, flight stabilization, oversized wheels, so we should be able to handle some grass. Not very tall grass, gravel and that type of thing would be fine too. And it flies well with the stunt button. It's all there. Other than not having lights, you couldn't ask for much more out of a small ready-to-fly airplane, and they have a good name for themselves. This is Volantex, right?
Yeah.
They've been doing
warbirds.
Like now they've got this alternative. I applaud them for doing something a little different that's not just another warbird. But their warbirds are great, especially their slightly larger brushless versions I'm a huge fan of, and that's the category that this falls into as well. We'll have this plane linked in the description box below for you to check out. It does a couple things. It makes sure that you get to the right airplane that we are featuring in this video. Knockoffs do exist, although I haven't seen one of this yet. The other thing, and it's a big favor to us, is that it does help to support our channel and our family at no extra cost to you. The plane's gonna cost the same to you, but this will put a few bucks in our pocket instead of just the website's pocket. So it does help to support our channel and our family, and we're extremely grateful when you do use those links to support us. Thank you. I know this is a little stunt plane, but Abby and I both went back and forth taking the controls of it, and it's basically a rubbery foam, guys. You're not gonna do much damage with this thing, but that doesn't mean something couldn't happen. Or as you progress in the hobby, you could get a bigger airplane that really can do some damage, and that's why Abby and I both fly with AMA, the Academy of Model Aeronautics. We wouldn't even consider coming up here without our cards in our pockets. You don't actually have to have your card in your pocket, but I do. and I love knowing that that security blanket is covered over me and my plane while I'm flying, in case, God forbid, I fly through the airplane that's parked over there. Then they're gonna step up and do the right thing and help me out. There's a whole long list of benefits to flying with AMA, but Christmas is around the corner, at least if you're watching this video at the time of release, and it makes a fantastic Christmas present because it's one less thing that we have to spend our money on, where we could buy another airplane for $100, or you can be insured for an entire year for that same price point. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So we'll have them linked below as well. I want to say a massive thanks to God for getting us out here, blessing us with this beautiful weather. It's a little chilly, but it's a beautiful day to get out and fly planes, calm enough wind to actually have some fun, and just life in general. I'm so grateful for all of his blessings. I want to say a massive thanks to him. Last but not least, I'd like to say a huge thanks to our Patreon supporters, because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do without your insanely awesome support. If you love ready-to-fly airplanes, we have a ton on our channel, but we'll have a hand-picked video popping up right about now just for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye!